That being said, as we continue to grow, building the brand is extremely important, and it really becomes, in any franchise for that matter, is building brand equity. And that's extremely important because we will not have longevity in any business for that matter if you don't have the brand equity. And really, what does that mean? It's positioning. We can position ourselves in this marketplace perfectly today because of the niche that we have. And that is that we pay cash on the spot for women's fashions and accessories, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward. We got to stay focused on that positioning statement. We need to continue to reposition. And that really becomes more operational than anything, in my opinion, because it's really getting better at what we're doing. Part of the reason why we have these conferences, right? So hopefully you guys can network, we can teach you some things, April or Paul can teach you some things, and we can all learn together to get better. What is the long-term perspective? We don't want to oversaturate. So kind of going off of what Jim was just saying, we don't want to go and load the Denver market with 22 stores. We know that's not going to work. So we want to make sure that from a long-term standpoint, we can be positioned correctly as far as growth. Internal marketing, that's how we really build our brand and how we really can get the word out there. And not only is it from where you place it, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, what the print is, it's our responsibility too to give you the materials that you need so that you're getting the word out correctly and getting the right image of who we are out there. And we want to hear from you what you want. What type of TV commercials? What would you like to see? What type of radio scripts? What type of print? We're constantly working to redevelop our marketing strategy. Credibility is an obvious one, right? We need to have credibility. We don't want people walking around getting all negative about us. We get customer complaints. It kills us. And what are they complaining about? 90% is on the buy side. I'm sure you're familiar with that. You didn't buy any of my stuff. Or the employee goes, oh, look at that. I mean, that's where we're seeing so many complaints, so we need to continue to strive to maintain credibility in each of our markets. Well-blended communications. This goes, it's kind of a two-way street, really. It's making sure that we have good communications with you guys and that we're talking with you guys. You're talking with your operations people, you're doing your monthly calls, you're looking at the reports, you're analyzing your inventory. But you guys all need to communicate as much as you possibly can. There's a lot of experience in this room. Tens and tens and tens of years of people that have been doing resale. You guys are all doing the same thing. And so it's really important that you communicate with each other to continue to get better. Shambi, what are you doing? Dick, what are you doing? Joe, what are you doing? You know, and really keeping that open line of communication flow. And then it's quality. And this really comes back to the quality of our stores and the quality of the service you provide. And ultimately, when you put all these items together, you begin building brand equity. And what does brand equity get you? Number one, an asset, right? You know, you guys aren't going to do this forever. You're going to look to sell someday. You might pass it to a child. You might do something like that. And as we grow, and you begin doing those things and planning an exit strategy, that's what you have. Everybody knows there's not a lot of hard assets in this business. What do you got? You got your inventory. What are your counters worth? What are your racks worth? Not much. What's your carpet worth? 0. So at the end of the day, when you start looking at your businesses and what you really invested in, it is about building that brand equity, and that is what you have when you go to move forward into your exit strategy. So, with that, I skipped one. With that said, and leading into talking about further developing brands and building brands, which we have experience in doing. I wanted to bring up my father, Ron Olson, our chairman and CEO, to talk a little bit about that.